Shalom, I'm Eli Kowaz coming to you with Israel Policy Forum's 120 Project weekly Israeli election update. Let's take a look at this week's top 3 Israeli election headlines. He's running. If you had any doubts, Prime Minister Yair Lapid made his aspirations to remain in office official on Monday with the formal launch of his Yesh Atid party's campaign. Of course, loyal 120 Project watchers already knew Lapid would seek to hold the premiership, but what you might have not known were the details of Yesh Atid's platform. Lapid spelled out these details in a speech at this week's campaign kickoff event. In particular, the Prime Minister called for a democratic Jewish liberal Israel. He criticized right-wing incitement, attempts to dilute the powers of the Supreme Court, and rejected proposals for annexing Palestinian territory. Lapid also called for passage of the Defendants Bill, which would bar individuals under criminal indictment from forming a government. I wonder who he may be referring to. Anyway, opposition leader Benjamin Netanyahu said, "Read my lips." Netanyahu is promising lower taxes if voters return him to the Prime Minister's office. Bibi is not one to shy away from the audacious and inflammatory. I mean, just last week, he wanted voters to know what good friends he was with Vladimir Putin. But this week, it was all about Netanyahu's economic plan, which calls for lower taxes, early childhood education, and expanding the housing supply. Prime Minister Lapid called out the proposals as unserious, while Benny Gantz raised Netanyahu's failure to pass a state budget in the last government, and it's only a matter of time before Israeli politicians are trading barbs about voodoo economics. Michal Shir la Shalom. Likud turned New Hope member of Knesset, Michal Shir, and erstwhile enemy Yair Lapid are indeed singing a new song of peace. After Shir repeatedly called Lapid an amateur, irresponsible, and otherwise unfit for high office, she announced on Sunday that she would be joining the Prime Minister's Yesh Atid party in the upcoming elections, hailing his party as the main political force that stands as a wall against those who try to break us up from within. The move helps elevate Lapid as the primary anti-Netanyahu candidate for Prime Minister, ahead of Benny Gantz. Lapid reciprocated Shir's praise, calling her an excellent and hard-working Knesset member. If Michal Shir can find such nice words for Lapid and get such a warm welcome in return after saying the Prime Minister would destroy the beautiful things Israelis have, then maybe we all have a reason to be just a little bit less cynical. Now, to get a broader view of where all the parties stand, let's take a look at the polls. Polls from channels 13 and 14 earlier this week show the Netanyahu coalition reach as many as 62 seats. But today's Ma'ariv poll has the pro-Netanyahu bloc at just 58. The main difference? Shaked and Handel's Zionist spirit passed the threshold. Remember, the margin of error in most of these polls is approximately 4%. And with the threshold to enter the Knesset at 3.25%, we may not know whether Netanyahu has a majority until all the votes are counted. For more on the upcoming Israeli elections, read the Koppel column at israelpolicyforum.org/column. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button on our website to receive our latest updates and analysis. Until next week, I'm Eli Kowaz for Israel Policy Forum, signing off. Yalla bye!